Hey guys, it's been a while. There is actual content in this video, so if you want to just skip through to that, that's fine. But if you want a quick explanation on where I've been, the reason I haven't been posting videos is because I basically just lost interest. The little projects were just costing too much money and time that I didn't have. I lost interest in making stuff, I lost interest in posting videos about it. But I always intended to start up again, I just didn't have a thing. Till now, for the last, let's just say few years, I've been attempting to grow my own vegetables. Yeah, fruits, vegetables, you know. Now, of course, I was really bad when I started, and first harvest was essentially nothing. But I learned, and did a little better the next year. And now I think I'm at the point where I have something to say, but I still have a lot to learn. Which the interaction there is what I want. So let's take a look at what I'm working with, and then we will have a talk about where I want to go in the future. So before I get to the actual stuff, it's like 4 days later and 20 degrees warmer. The camera froze and corrupted the video. Here's a few seconds of that. Underneath all this is what I'm going to call Garden 1 or Garden A, or the primary garden. So I figured I'd just wait for a better day and refilm it. This is bed A, or like bed 1, just for reference if I ever mention it. You might notice it doesn't look like much of a garden at the moment. What I have is just, of course, the ground. Above that, I've taken and put whatever biodegradable crap I could find around here. And then on top of that, I've piled So what the tarp does is it essentially acts like a greenhouse. The biodegradable stuff is like a blanket on top of the soil. The sticks are a little bit of insulation. The tarp on top seals the whole thing in, and it raises the climate zone in there a zone or two. 3-4 degrees above what's out here, maybe. But that means I'm going to get a 2 or 3 week jump on the season because the bacteria in there are already starting to wake up. If you look closely, you'll see an apple tree here and then another one over here, just by this metal pole. And what I did with them is they're still in their pots. I was growing them from seeds. I've taken and dug a hole in each of those spots. It's actually where this guy, and there's lemon balm right in there. I'll show you in a sec. I dug those out of those holes and put the apple trees in. And if we get it right nice and close here, you can see there's some little buds on there. So this, I believe, is a currant bush, black currants. Like I said, I transferred it out of that other garden late last year, and you can see it's already budding. So it's going to take hold quite nicely. I just got to trim it back. Oh, I didn't even notice. Let me try and focus on my hand. There's there's new growth right from my finger here. This teeny tiny thing, you can see some green over here, some green over here, a little bit right in there. It is a lemon balm plant, very similar to citronella. this right here used to be that plant. I cut it all back just before I transplanted it. The plan with these is to distill them, double boil it, and hopefully get some oil out of them to make insect repellent. This, although I cannot frame it very well, is a bleeding heart bush. If I can get in right here on one of these old things. You see how it's like squared? It flowers and it has it's just a pretty looking bush, but I let it get overgrown. So I'm trimming it back. It was literally, like you can see this thing here, you could not step into the garden because there was a hedge right here. And now it's, easily 4 feet back from what it was, and I'm gonna take it back even further. It's probably gonna end up just sticks. And I know that they will grow back. I cut that guy 3 or 4 years ago, and this one's grown up since. I cut this one last year, and this one's grown out of it. So I'm not worried about cutting it back. This guy in here was once just a tiny flower bed, but as the tree got larger, it blocked out all the light. I'd like to put something in here if you have a thought. All right, right in here, I think it's right here. Shit, I can't remember what they're called. I think they're peonies. That could be wrong, but it's a plant. It's a flower. It grows up to 3 foot tall or so, and it's covered in ants. It looks really cool, but it flowers up real good. Right in here is just some scrub. Got to figure out what I'm going to plant there. And then over here, although that right there is all gutter mess that I cleaned last year and haven't done anything with. This is my rhubarb. And if you look real close, you can see there's a line. It comes all the way out. Got to step back. Comes all the way out to around here, and then comes back. That's the rhubarb. That's how big it gets. It's gigantic. There is another garden out front, but I'm saving that for something special. And I got a bunch of pots here, some strawberries, green onions, scallions. I also have some raspberries that are just basically growing wild at this point, but I'm going to take them under control. But I think that's about it for the garden stuff. What I want is organization. I've created a Google Calendar to give me all my plant dates. In the next few weeks, I haven't done it yet because I'm not exactly sure what I'm planting. I'm going to draw out a little map of the garden, figure out where everything's going. I sort of have a plan in my head, but I want to put it on paper. Any questions, comments, suggestions, plants I should try, plants I should stay away from? Just leave them in the comments, and have yourselves a good day.